What does pride mean to you?
Pride to me, I mean, I think just the pure feeling of liberation, of getting to be exactly who and what you are, you can't really measure it. It's such a powerful thing. And I think pride is obviously our way as a community to celebrate that with each other. And now over the last, decade or so, you see more and more allies coming out to join us during these pride celebrations. And I think that's a sign of the progress we're all making. It's a sign of things moving forward. And although we are all fully aware that there's a lot of work to be done and the pendulum tends to kind of, go side to side, there's challenges. But I think on the whole, I see a lot of movement. I see a lot of, evolution for our community. We've become a big part of the mainstream in a way that I think the generation before us might not have seen as possible. I think they hoped that it was, but now here we are. Gender is the next big frontier that we as a community need to get behind and explore. The trans community needs our support more than ever because they're becoming more visible and they're part of our community. And that's a really exciting future for us. I think all of us need to get behind that and understand it. And the idea that we are a queer community is more important than ever. It's time to kind of have each other's back. What is so impressive also is recently being reminded that the whole rebellion was started by trans women of color. I mean, that's such an important thing to remember. That really kicked off the gay civil rights movement in this country. And I think everybody in the LGBTQ plus community needs to be reminded of that now and again. Yeah. I also recognize the fact, as a cis man, a white man, I recognize there's a certain amount of privilege that comes with that. And one of the things that I've been really aware of over the past couple of years is recognizing that and trying to educate myself and engage in conversations. We need to learn. We need to connect. Connection is big. You can't sit back and watch this from the sidelines. It doesn't work. We have to get involved. We all have to lend our support. It is very, very important. There are that many people out that are starting to recognize that gender is a construct, and that we are our own truth and that we are limitless. I think it's a really exciting time, even though it's a difficult time, even though there are a lot of challenges. It's also really inspiring to see young trans children becoming who they are. Yes, there's a lot of struggle, but there are also, on the flip side, there are families that are supportive and that are encouraging their young people and their families. The more I learn and read about this, there are so many examples of cultures that existed before us now, that celebrated trans and gender fluid individuals. It's a reminder that the people, the naysayers, the people that are transphobic, the hateful people that want to pull up certain scripture or this, that, or the other thing, it's important to recognize that there are other ways of thinking about this, other ways that have worked, other ways that have been celebrated. It is not, like you're saying, it's not the first time. This is not the beginning. So I'm really excited. I'm excited for what we can all do together. The thing that I've found so interesting is that Stonewall, the rebellion, was really started by trans women of color. I mean, the trans community we have to thank for kicking off the gay civil rights movement.